Greetings, everyone. My name is Noctflame, and we're back on the Colonial Engineers 4 server. This morning, I am working with a little bit of chisel and bits here. Have to be kind of slow and deliberate with it a bit here. There we go. I'm going to come up with some kind of a door, actual door for this space. But I just had a thing I wanted to get done real fast before getting started on the stream. And moving on with everything that we're actually going to be doing. Did I run out of bits again? No? Weird. I have no idea why it did it like that, but okay. There we go, that's better. So built myself a little bit of a garage here. It has a lead down into the workshop area, which I had to expand. Hey Dark, welcome to the stream. Um, this is gonna need to get lit up. You go up in there, condense. Some in that bag too. We're just going to throw those in here for now. The bag. Throw the nickel sheet metal up in there. Grab torches and just throw down some temporary torches to light the place up here real quick. It's going to be kind of a pseudo parking garage and vehicle storage for the cars. But, so, things we need to go over that have changed since the last stream. Create. Create made some major changes to some of their systems. The furnace engines that we had set up over here before no longer even exist. Instead, we have steam engines now, which I'm sure by this point everybody's probably seen on other channels and such. But basic rundown is you need a minimum of 4 tanks. They can be vertical like I have them here, or they can be laid out in a 2x2. But every tank needs a heat source under it, so I've got mine all set up vertical with and running as passive with campfires underneath them. And then you need a steam engine you can supply a steam engine for every 4 tanks in your structure, in your boiler basically. You then have a air gap in between the actual steam engine block itself and the shaft. If you see up there in the top, the one probe says this is just a normal shaft. And it will then animate as you see here with the cool looking camshaft, and every other one sets up automatically to, look appropriate. And you have to feed them water. They do have a water requirement, and you can see there when I'm looking at them, they have the size, water, and heat levels. And they say that it's running passively and creating via one engine 2048 SU, which is 1/8 of what a furnace engine used to output. So I've got a good supply of passive boilers over here, and then normally those would only be running at 16 RPMs as well. But the reason they're running so fast is because over here, hooked up to the same kinetic system, I have a active boiler with a blaze burner being fed fuel, which is kelp blocks. So he runs at 64 RPMs at the 16384, the full value of what a furnace engine used to output. So yeah, it works out nicely. I've got this guy providing the base 64 RPMs for my whole system, and then the rest of these guys back here are just providing the extra stress load capacity, basically. Let's see, what else did I have to change? That's pretty much it for the create stuff, really. I mean, that's all I had to change for it, for things that I had it set up before anyway. Figuring this all out without looking up any tutorials or anything did take some time. I did use the Ponder system quite a bit to figure it out. But yeah, it's all up and running now. You can see I've got a I don't remember if McAngel and I discussed this on stream before or not, but we've got a kerosene lamp here that's being fed kerosene from our refinery, which I set the oil refinery back up. And it's got a redstone link that's powering it. It's set to only work on a high signal, set for max range, which pretty much covers the entire workshop. The refinery system over here is being heated underneath by, again, another blaze burner being fed kelp blocks. So I didn't want to have my kelp system be completely useless since I had it already set up. So it's providing fuel for a couple of different things here in the workshop. In fact, if we come back over here to the kelp system, I can show you the changes I made here too. We now have the cooked kelp drawer here, right where the output from the kelp farm is at. Kelp farm is outputting anywhere between about 16 to half a stack. Yeah, so anywhere from between quarter stack to half a stack at a rotation here, which immediately gets dumped out into that space. So you can see there's a fan there running it just fast enough, I think 2 RPM per tick, or 2 RPMs, to smoke the kelp, and the smart chute there only allows cooked kelp down. So once it cooks, it automatically drops into the drawer, and these are all framed trim blocks down to here, and the same frame trim line that I had before. So this is all accessible via the drawer system and the refined storage system consequently. I had to expand my plate pressing capabilities because I was short a couple. I was mostly brass and zinc plates. I couldn't fit in the main crafter here, so that's set up a bit different now. Oh, and I had to, well, Immersive added a couple of things to their common crafting components blueprint. So that ended up shuffling the mechanical components to a different position on the blueprints. So I had to come back and reset my crafters for those because the one for the steel components had this item here selected, and the one for the iron components had this item here selected, which meant they were getting the ingredients for the mechanical components, but not set to craft them. So I had to reset those crafters. And then the uh, blue circuit backplane got a big rework in its recipe. Instead of taking a copper sheet and insulating glass, it now takes a copper sheet and Duraplast sheets. What's a Duraplast sheet, you ask? It's made at a bottling machine with a metal press mold for plates injected with phenolic resin. Well, that's kind of cool, you might think, but what's this phenolic resin? I do like the mechanic of using a mold to inject and get your sheets out. That is cool. But what is this phenolic resin? Well, it's made in a refinery with creosote oil, which I've got on automatic, if you recall, and the acetaldehyde, acetaldehyde. I don't know. I have a hard time pronouncing that word. I'm not entirely sure how it's pronounced, but that stuff. Well, what's this stuff? This stuff is ethanol of any sort refined over a silver plate. Ethanol, we know, comes from fermenting seeds and crops. Well, corn kernels for seed, but mostly from fermenting crops or honey bottles, things that have a high sugar content normally. So what that means is your circuit backplanes, which I'd put in as kind of a gate into getting into, say, brass casings or any of the create casings at a decent rate, because they're your basic circuit board, now take not only having metal presses to be able to make the copper plates, or a mechanical press to make your copper sheets, but it also takes, oh, if I get out of the hole here, a fermenter, 2 refineries, and a bottling machine. So thanks, Immersive Devs. You just took something I'd used as a gate and made it a whole lot more involved to get into. But I have them set up here, auto crafted up to 8 stacks. Um, I use the detectors. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to change the gate or not, because I mean it does mean having it require. Well, I mean it required having steel before because you had to make a metal press. But I mean, really, once you've got to that point, getting the rest of it is just material to get everything set up. It's not like it's a whole strenuous amount of material. The refineries are some steel scaffolding, a couple of engineering blocks. I think it's light engineering blocks, and oh, let's see, engineer's manual, heavy machinery, refinery. Scaffolding, 2 light engineering, 2 heavy engineering, 16 iron sheet metal, a redstone engineering block, and 5 fluid pipes. So you need that twice, plus the fermenter, plus the bottling machine. So, mm, I don't know. I'm not likely to change the gating itself for the better recipes. But what I will likely do is add back in the regular recipe, or what used to be the regular recipe, the copper plate and insulating glass for a single back plane, and make it so that the current this recipe gives more. Just keep with that theme. The more complex recipe gives out more than a basic recipe, than an easy recipe does. So this recipe I'll probably change to output 8 instead of just 1, and then the insulating glass and copper plate recipe will just still output 1. So yeah, in fact I will go ahead and add that to my to-do list for the next update. Circuit backplanes. Recipe. And new. There we go, noted in my to-do list now. That way when I go to do the next pack update, I will remember it, rather than just spewing it out there and immediately forgetting about it because I get talking about other things. So, yeah, I mean, it's once again showcases the fact that, your catalyst for these refineries doesn't actually get used up ever. It's just there as you need to have you need to have this thing in here too, to distinguish from recipes that may, you know, get set up that would use the same ingredients. So anyway, in fact, we can see one of those right there. So I've got it set up with a detector so that it detects when there's, emits signal when there's less than 512, and I've got the redstone block there toggled with a screwdriver so that it only allows to invert the redstone behavior. Normally, a redstone signal would shut this machine off, but I've got it set up so that the redstone signal is required for it to run, and it just stops when it gets to 512. The routing here is pretty simple. The Duraplast sheet goes down. The plates go off to the west, which is back to this side here with the belts, which run it right back around into the hopper. And I've got a total of 4 plates in there to keep it cycling as quickly as it can. Uh, refinery, I did show off that being powered. I've got it set up to pull out to the huge fluid tanks from Pneumatic Craft. So I've got 512 buckets of storage for each of fluid coming out of there. That is, for those keeping score at home, the same capacity as the immersive tanks in a single block for each of these. I also have this one down here that is producing lubricant for me so that I can make speed upgrades for all these pneumatic machines. It's also got a nope, it has a medium fluid tank for its output. That's right. Gold trim, netherite trim. Um, but this one, the blaze burner under here is not being heat fueled at all. But all the sides of the block are insulated. There's no air exposure. So the little bit of heat that that guy provides just sitting there being chill is enough passively to just bring the temperature up to 1400 plus degrees C, so that when it does run, it runs at a stupid fast rate. Just absolutely ridiculously fast. Uh, but yeah, that was a nifty little trick that I discovered that I thought was really cool. Just having the blaze burner underneath and that pneumatic processing plant fully insulated just lets it passively build up heat till it hits the maximum that it can get to. Let's see, what else did I do? I started, well, with the start of using some asphalt. The asphalt system was running and has topped the drawer back up already. I've been running grits through here to get them all cooked up and get them no longer stored in my refined storage blocks over there, but stored in the drawer system as ingots. I also greatly increased the amount of, or well, my stockpile of signalum and enderium. Also have a good pile of lumium because lumium blocks are used, and all nuggets of all three of them can be used for the Create Rail system now. Well, in this pack anyway. The new Create Rails. That's something else I wanted to touch on. Um, Create completely added a completely new rail and train system. The old minecart contraptions still exist and still work and function perfectly fine, but we now have the ability to build larger scale trains. In fact, if you look at the map, you can see on the mini map here and on the big map, these lines here, with the nice curves and the circles and everything, those are actually track lines. And they go all the way back to World Spawn, specifically to right down near where the player markets are at, where I have a set of destination stations down there so people can set up and have their trains that will bring them to the player market or take the people out elsewhere. I do want to get an automated train service set up so that it'll just go around to people's bases on a loop. So Dark and anybody else that's on the server that's watching, let me know where you want your train station set up at. Well, I'll get over to your base and help set up the train station, and then tie you into the main line here. Uh, and then we can have a train that runs around everybody's bases, and people can just jump on as it comes through. Hey, Whisper, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. You ever gonna come back on this server, girl? Come on now. I know life is busy though. Life is busy. I get you. I get it. Um, but yeah, I mean, anybody that wants to have a hookup to the trains, let me know. I set up automated system for creating the train tracks, which is this little setup here, and I let it go to town a few times, and I still have 43,900 tracks to lay. Yep. Yeah, I get you. I get you. Selling and buying a new house and moving and everything related to it is a lot of work. I totally understand. But yeah, so I've got 43,000 tracks besides the ones I already laid in, plus a bunch of metal girders. Because I mean, these things look awesome. And if I sneak click, I can place down and place them down. They place just like the shafts do. So you can just extend my placement out that way if I want to. And the neat part is if you have them in your offhand while you're placing tracks, it'll place them as the underlay. And even if you're placing the nice S-bends and curves and slopes, it will place that right underneath it, and it curves right along with the tracks. Yes, I saw you were streaming that. I was unfortunately rather busy that day. Otherwise, I would have stopped in and said hi. But I do need to catch the the replay on that. I'd forgotten about that, and there's likely a replay to watch. So, but yeah. So here along the tracks, anywhere you see what looks like a broken spot in the tracks is because it's a slope of some sort. It's a it doesn't allow you to walk on a slope or a curve of some sort that's suspended. It's a portion of the track that's not going to allow you to walk on. The trains go over it just fine, but entities can't. So we'll showcase that here in a bit. But yeah, if I let's just grab some stone. Don't want to do a whole big lot more here. But if I grab a stack of stone, and if you notice, I do have the auto crafter set up over here too, so I can just request piles of train tracks. But it'll put stacks of stone in here at a time, which come down and through and get cut on the saw, and then the deployers start deploying their nuggets on it, and then stamping it. And this particular recipe, using the top end nuggets, Enderium, Lumium, or Signellum nuggets, outputs 4 tracks per recipe. No, I haven't. I mean, aside from the last couple of video posts he did on the Create Above and Beyond pack, I haven't heard much from him either. I know they were getting ready to get moved to Tennessee themselves, and he was getting ready to start his new job. But I mean, you're on the same discords with him I am. I haven't heard much anything either myself, unfortunately. But so that stack of stone will come through here, get cut into 2 slabs each, and then each slab makes 4 rails. So that 1 stack of stone will turn into 8 stacks of rails for me, which is pretty sweet. Um, yeah, you may have noticed in my flitting about that there's a NASA workbench over here as well from Beyond Earth, getting ready for heading off to the moon later today, this stream. And these weird create things up here on the ceiling with a feeder line coming over. If I pull the chain here, either one of them, you can see it drops out and pulls out the dirt right above the launch pads, pulls it off to the side, and 30 seconds later, it'll flip it back up and close the hole again. So that's so we can have our rocket launch set up down here and not have to worry about bashing into the ground or cutting a permanent hole in the ground or anything like that. So, and then the main reason I expanded the workshop was because I wanted to start getting into pneumatic craft, which big huge workshop expansion, one corner of the workshop dedicated to the new mod I wanted to put in because I didn't want to try to find a space over here to fit it in. But it does also leave me lots more extra space for doing other things like the car mod and the rocket launch setup. So here I've got a couple of standard air compressors. They just take solid fuel. I've been feeding them, once again, kelp blocks. They've got security upgrades on them, so that if they hit max pressure, they just vent off anything beyond that. And they've got volume upgrades to increase the amount of air they can hold. This thing has a whole bunch of volume upgrades. So in all, this system is very, very, very slow to power up and get up to a higher pressure. But it also serves as a pressure reserve for the assembly system over here, which I've got set up. I was using this for processing PCBs, which I've got all processed up now. Yeah, you could always ask Jonalyn, see if she's, see how they're doing and such. Um, let's see, chisel and bit stuff, more chisel and bit stuff here, there, and there. In fact, those could probably just go back in the system instead. In fact, all the chisel and bit stuff can go back in the system. Yeah, lots of stuff that can go back into the system. These go up in here. You go up in there, along with all of you for now. So let's see what else. Oh, I finally automated and can craft on demand all of the golden apple line. So I'm going to request 4 enchanted golden apples, and it knows how to craft all of them. The honey apples, as we've seen before, have been on tap, just on auto crafting on their own, up to a stockpile of a full drawer for a while now. But if I click craft, we can head over here, and that is this setup here that's kind of filling in the gap between those refineries and such and the XP tank. And we can see it all working along. And I've got it set up so that any the crafters have the recipes, and then I've got exporters here that export the incomplete items with exact mode turned off, so they don't have to be on that particular processing step. But any of the incomplete items get sent right back in, right back onto the belts to get finished. So there's my enchanted apple crafting. Bloop, bloop, and bloop. There we go. All done. 4 more enchanted golden apples to munch for munching on, which I will take and stick up here in my backpack with the other 20 some I've got. Let's see, what else? What else did I have to change up down here? Oh, I removed the assembler that was here because there was really no reason for me to have it there, auto crafting creosote treated wood for me for any reason really. It was just taking up power and an extra bit of space. Oh, also, I have discovered as well that what I thought was going to be too much, what had been thinking was too much leeway on the refined storage systems is not as much as I thought it was. It turns out that if you get your refined storage system over half of using over the half of the capacity of the controller, it shuts down. So it says we've got 2048 available, but if I get that flipped even by 1 FE per tick to where it's 1025 usage and 1023 available, it shuts everything down. The entire system, entire refined storage shuts off. So really, I only have 1024 to play with. Is all you've got here. Yes, the refined storage system just powers itself off. The controller stays on, looks like it's on, but all the grids turn off, all the exporters and importers turn off. It's more towards what I had intended for it to be in the pack, because I didn't intend refined storage to be your end all be all system, logistic system. I've done a lot with it here. I mean, a lot. Um, the external storages take up half my one external storage to access my drawer system takes up half the power capacity that I have to play with, which is about what I wanted it at. I wanted this thing to be expensive to try to use for a system like this. And with everything else I've got hooked up, that feels about right. I mean, I pretty much runs the workshop, but if I try to hook up too much else or try to add some speed upgrades or stack upgrades in places, what was that? or try to add speed or stack upgrades in places, then it just shuts the entire system down, and I have to fiddle with things again. Um, so yeah, it's not as free, not quite as free form as I was thinking it was at one point, but it is definitely there. What was that? Somebody? Oh, hey Tim. Aha, I see you there. You followed. Hey, buddy. Scoff at me for saying they're not a fan of Create, just doesn't have the oomph for me to or to wow me. He's not, huh? I can understand. I would not scoff at you for it. I totally understand. It's not, not every mod is for, not everybody's going to be a great fan of every single mod. Um, yeah, something else I started doing with the tabletop craft stuff. We get all these chess pieces in dungeon loot. I've started set myself up a in-world chessboard. Just waiting for next time McAngel comes on. Waiting for the next time McAngel comes on so he can set up his side and we can have an actual chess match in world rather than just using the tabletop craft stuff. But this is the new track system that Create has in. Ah, mobs everywhere. Guys, just go away and leave me alone. I know, daylight's coming. Y'all leave me alone soon enough. So these are the tracks. I've got some signals set up here. This one has got a Nixie tube on top of it, so you can see better the visual indicator that this track is occupied by a train, so that any trains on automation that try to come into this track section would stop before getting in there until the train that's there clears out of it. Oh good, he died. I saw another zombie there. We were surprised you weren't a follower already. Oh, I appreciate it, for sure. Um, I've got station here. I've got my track runner train on it. The blaze burner here acts as the conductor or engineer for the train. He's got a schedule on him that takes him back and forth between this station and one of the stations at the player markets. My sign does not seem to be keeping text for some reason. Um, but he's set up so that if I jump on the train and jump in the seat, he will automatically take off. And off we go. Yeah, I get you. It's very much not a set it and forget it or an easy setup type mod. So, I mean, that's one reason I could see a lot and understand a lot of people not being particularly fond of it. Um, Personally, I like the fact that it makes you think. Um, I like the challenge of trying to figure out how to okay, I need this end system done, but how do I do this? How do I get from raw materials to this? So I like that challenge personally. I understand that completely that it's not for everybody, but I did kind of make it a central part of the pack as well, though, which I might think about trying to rework. Yeah, the rubber banding. Yeah, yeah. Yes, Minecraft always has issues with things that move too quickly. I do like the fact that the trains also, just absolutely smash anything that's on the tracks in front of them. But I mean, this is honestly, it might be a little rubber bandy and such, but it's honestly a lot smoother than any kind of performance we ever got out of immersive railroading. Yes, there's a way to limit the speed. I've got the schedule set right now so that I think so that it tries to go at the max speed. Whoops. There we go. F5. Got to hit it twice, not just once. But once we get into the station here, I'll jump out of or closer to the station. I'll jump out of the seat so that he'll come to a stop in there and see if I can't adjust his schedule a little bit and make him run a little slower. But I mean, if I wanted to, I could just take control of the train as well. See? Schedule pause for manual controls, which means I have to hold down the button. And you see the little slider down there on there. If I roll my mouse wheel back, I can limit the max speed the train will move at. And that's while under manual control. If I roll forward, I can increase the speed up to max, the maximum that it can move, period. So we'll come down to about here. I will stop manual control, right click him so he resumes his schedule, and he'll pull in here to the station and stop because there's no player in the seat. So if I can get back in here, there we go. I sneak right click on him. I can take his schedule off of him and get, that's right, it did it discarded the schedule. That's because I sneak right clicked him? Probably. I think if I just right clicked him, it would have given me the schedule rather than discarding it. So we take a schedule, add an action, travel to station, mark it station 01, that's where we're at now. Add action, we can limit max speed. So say we limit it to 25% of maximum. And then we want to have the next one, travel to station, city of, nope, not city of Herm. I want, can I just back that out? I can. There we go. I want track runner parking is where I want you to go. And we're going to say, again, limit max speed to 25%. There we go. And that's a simple back and forth between two stations. Oh, and that's the other thing I wanted to do. I forgot. Continue if or after. And this has currently got a scheduled delay of 5 seconds. I don't want that because I don't want it trying to run constantly. I want it to run only when there's exactly one player seated. There we go. So now it'll only run once a player jumps in the seat. Give him his schedule, and he's just going to sit there and wait until somebody jumps into the seat on his train. Back over here. Quick check, see if anybody's bought anything from me. No, of course not. At least not recently. This is our player market area. This is an unclaimed area where people are asked to not actually do any claiming here. Don't rule number one is don't be a jerk. Being a jerk includes griefing and theft. Don't come in and tear down somebody else's stall to put your own stall in. There's plenty of space to do your thing here. Um, that is our spawn building right up there. The area here is all claimed for the server use. My admin account can get in there and do things, but this account, my play account, I can't even do anything in there. So jump back up here, climb back in the seat, and off we go. This should be a much smoother ride at 25%. But yeah, I really do like the trains. I love trains, period. I'm not a I don't have a house full or an attic full of model railway stuff or anything like that. Did have one when I was a kid. Enjoyed the heck out of it. Uh, Eventually, though, it did get kids playing with things. Me and my siblings have managed to break it eventually, and it went out by pieces via garage sale. But Oh, I do enjoy trains, especially trains in video games like this, especially in Minecraft. Um, I mean, immersive railroading was huge fun for us while we had it back in 112 and 114, but it definitely had some performance issues. Um, this much better performance wise, much more flexible in how you can make your trains look. Like this is obviously just built out of blocks with that bogie carriage underneath. The ones in immersive railroading, you built actual real live trains in Minecraft. There were trains that actually existed in the real world, but you were building them in Minecraft. Took a lot more effort and material and infrastructure to do it, and yeah, it was pretty interesting to say the least. Um, hey, look, there's Whisper's place. Already a little corner thing set up right there next to you. But yeah, when they released their point 5 update and it was full steam ahead, I will admit I gasped. I gasped and I gleed a bit, and yeah, and then I got in and started playing with them, and I was even more happy. So, but today is about getting to the moon finally. Getting past refined, being able to work past our refined storage system, getting into applied energistics, which we can't do without getting out into space. Oh, that's right. That's right, Mr. Pillager. Just jump right in front of the train. See if I care. Train doesn't care. Oh, I still need to get along in here and light up the places where I had to cut tunnels through the landscape. Laying this in was a bit of a bit of tedium for sure. Um, but laying any track system is really. Yep. Train Pillager says gonna get you. Conductor says full steam ahead. Yeah, exactly. Uh, yeah, I've got another station set up here. There's a village right over the hill here. You can see on the mini map. I put stations in here. It's the abandoned village station, I think it's called. So yeah, you can set it up to run to there, or set up a train to run there if you wanted to. Or just if you're running your train manually, you can just pull in there even. Which that's the other thing is that I find superior with the create system over the immersive railroading system is with create. If you come to a junction like those back there and you want to take a specific turn, all you have to do, because your controls are your WASD still, W and S is forward and backward for the train, A and D are left and right at junctions. So you just hold down your A or your D, whichever direction you're wanting to turn, for the track that's splitting off, and it'll take you that way. With immersive railroading, you had to actually set up proper the switches, and you had to have redstone signals to change the direction. So, yeah, really having it set up like that was a real challenge. Was honestly too much of a challenge for me for just playing around having fun in Minecraft. Whee! Through the lost cities and back around. See, no rubber banding this time. No weird stuttering or anything like that this time. Just nice smooth ride all the way back. And it is totally because I set the speed lower. Oop, okay, a little bit of rubber band there because it's loading my base. Okay, more than a little bit of rubber banding here because it's loading the base. Come on, load. Here, how about if I get off of the seat? Will it work better that way? Probably. And it'll go down there, it'll hit the roundabout. Turn itself back around here. And split off to come into the station for its parking spot. There we go. Back home. Alrighty. Train and Bombay. Let's real quick sleep off the night. See, I was doing some TPS checks, mostly because I'd been playing around with chisels and bits and wanted to make sure that it wasn't actually hitting the TPS like it was a couple of pack versions ago and mod versions ago. It was really bad. Yes, they're yeah, good mobility mods, but they run right into Minecraft. Yes, yes they do. So the pack is called Colonial Engineers, but I don't have mine colonies in it this iteration because once again, performance, especially on servers. So I went with some villager mods that allow it to kind of emulate that whole mine colonies feel. Um, we've got some villager guards from the recruits mod. Which these guys just spawn all on their own, which is awesome. Village gets big enough to start doing things like spawning iron golems, and it starts spawning these guys as well. I've got a bunch of these guys throughout here. We've got some extra village workstations as well. Like I can actually make recruits by getting the recruit tables, but I mean having them just spawn on their own is pretty nice. This guy, Enderologist, sells stuff from the end. Ooh, he sells dragon heads too. I didn't realize that. Phantom membranes. And he buys endstone. We've got villager, or more villagers, so we've got a bunch of extra work blocks for them. The purple altar being the one for the enderologist. Gardening table is for the florist, I believe. Sells things like saplings and flowers of all different types. Um, got a forestry bench. Oh, the forestry bench is the one that sells a guy that sells saplings and buys saplings and sells wood. Heck, it's you, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Florist does things like honeycombs and flower pots. Blue hat. Ah, there's the forester. He sells various types of logs, buys saplings, which bonsai pots, yay, constant supply of saplings. At least when it's not totally jammed up with other things. Uh, got biomes aplenty in here, which provides some of the nice woods. We've got Macaw's roofs and such. Like a lot of Macaw's mods are in here. Um, we have a very what was nice placement for another portal, but as the village has been expanded, yeah, we wanted to keep them out of the Nether, so had to do funky things with the access to it. Um, these new bonsai pots are flipping awesome. It's just the one pot that you make anymore. There's not multiple pots for it. But the hopping functionality is an upgrade by putting a hopper in. Or you can put it on top of a hopper and have the hopper pull directly out of the output. The flux saw works because it's registered as an axe tool, but it doesn't have durability, so it doesn't actually ever break, which is nice. Also, the pots handle things like coral or apples or things like that with, uh, here we go, show recipes, with various upgrades in the block. Like if you want ender pearls from Chorus, you need to have Silk Touch in there somewhere. And Silk Touch or Fortune or... Oh, there it is. There's the apples. the beehive upgrade, are literally just those items or enchantments on items in the bonsai pot. So Flux Saw with Silk Touch gets me all the coral I could ever want. If I had one set up with a beehive, in fact, I do have one set up with a beehive down in the workshop. Gets me all the apples I could ever need. Um, Early on, the very first recruit we had, uh, I dubbed him Sir Nose. He was around for quite a while, like several weeks real time, just defending us over at the main house before we got the proper village set up. He unfortunately died during a raid. Tried to face tank pillager or a ravager beast. Sorry, the big ugly buffalo things the pillagers come riding in on during raids. He tried to face tank one of those guys. Did not survive, but he always was always munching on berries because we had berry bushes set up nearby where he was stationed, and every time we'd harvest the berries, he'd come rushing over to grab the loose food items on the ground. So that is his actual suit of armor. I made a nice little memorial thing for him here. All the flowers and tall grass are purely because of the flipping cows that are running around everywhere. Um, I've got a mod in here called Regrowth that makes animals basically regrow things. They have emissions, shall we say. Pigs, for some reason, really like having a tree in their pen. So every time we've had more than a couple of pigs fenced up, there ends up a tree inside their pen. So I just left that one finally, because otherwise, who knows what they're going to grow next. But so this is our village. This is our colony. This is the start beginning humble beginnings of the city of Herm. Keeping them all nice and safe in there. Gotta want to keep them safe from pillager raids and things like that. The more village or the guard villagers uh, mod that we have makes it so that pillagers spawn a lot more often out in the wild. As you can see up over here a bit, there's quite a few of these guys up just running around in the hills. Um, but that includes the raid captains that have the guys that have the banners, so you can end up getting bad omen quite often. Uh, and makes it also so that the pillagers are highly aggressive. Hence the double tall fences around the animals here. Because if I didn't have double tall fences, any pillager that wandered past would just come over and start shooting everybody in here and kill them all, just because they exist. Um, yeah, bees loves me the bees. This is our water collection system. I'm not sure why these extra couple of rows aren't draining out anymore. I really don't understand why they used to, but I don't understand now why they're not. That was our original water collection system. This is our new water collection system. I say original because well, I did something that I did back in 112 with this pack. Water is not infinite. You take a bucket of water out of the world, it stays out of the world. It does not reform a new source block. So, getting started at a pack where water is needed for a great many things, um, yeah, means you got to get creative with how you get in your water sources. So, the immersive pumps, however, that you can eventually get to when they're placed above basically above a 3x3 pool of water, they count that as infinite and will just pull water out infinitely without actually pulling source blocks up from the world. But they take power. So for the what is it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 22 pumps there. I've got 3 full windmills and or almost half a dozen 5 thermal electric generators to keep them powered, all feeding into the HV accumulator there. And then, yeah. Um, yes, Amadron. I don't have a whole lot of emeralds at the moment, but that's for pneumatics Amadron system. If I pull out my tablet, I can see there's a marker there and there's a marker there. I can open this up. Get that up to 102 because there's 102 5 bucket sets in that tank. Place order. And if we watch, I love pneumatic craft. I really do. Drone comes in, takes the oil, and a few moments later, another drone comes in and drops off emeralds. Yes, yes, I did say I was going to the moon. I should get on that, I suppose. I keep getting distracted. I will freely admit that I am very prone to squirrel. That back up in there. Okay, so to the moon. Beyond Earth, I need a rocket. I need a tier 1 rocket to get to the moon. That's the first one you make. Uh, Anything beyond that requires resources that you need to go and get from other planets or the moon. So, let's see, I need 2 steel tanks, which I've got all this set up to autocraft in here. 2 steel tanks. I need 4 rocket fins, which, okay, steel tank recipe is steel plates and iron ingots. That's simple. Rocket fin recipe is steel ingots, iron plates, and compressed steel, which I've set up in this pack to be a pressure chamber recipe of a block of steel for 1 compressed steel. So I need 4 rocket fins. I need a steel engine, which is a whole bunch of stuff. Engine fan, which is pretty simple and straightforward, steel plates and steel mechanical components. Engine frame, which is basic frame, a couple of steel plates and iron rods of whatever flavor. Some more iron and steel stuff. So that's the engine. Need 1 engine. Need 1 nose cone, which is some stuff there. Compressed steel, some steel ingots, and a torch, redstone torch. And then I need another 6 compressed steel. We'll do that. And then I'm also going to need, so that I can get off of the planet, yes, yes, classic example of ADD. I don't have the hyperactivity component, but I definitely ADD. So I will start a launch pad, which will actually craft the 9 set, which is what's needed because it's a 3x3 launch pad. So grab you, grab those, that, engine, the nose cone. I think that's all the parts that I needed. Also want to grab a set of spacesuit and come over here and fill it up with oxygen, which I've got water pumping into this oxygen loader, so it'll create oxygen for me. That all filled up. I have the fuel refinery here that's taking crude oil that I've got and filling it, refining it. All this crude oil, for those that haven't seen it yet, is coming from down here. I have a 14 by 14 by 51 block deep reservoir of crude oil here that I went and collected from out in world. I did that because that puts it at just over 10,000 blocks, 10,000 source blocks of fluid, which means Create will treat it as a bottomless supply of that fluid. So that's another way to get infinite water as well, is to, have a Create pump pumping out of, say, a river or an ocean. or lava ocean in the nether for infinite lava. Or in my case, the crazy thing that I did with the oil, which is what's providing oil for the pneumatic craft refinery, and as I said, the refinery there. So that should be just, oh wow, no, that's 48 buckets of oxygen. Wow, okay. That was unexpected. That's going to be a minute. So I guess I'll go over and get the rocket made at the NASA workbench. If I'd have realized it was going to be that long, I would have started it sooner. Now, can I just, no, I can't just shift click things in. Well, I can to a point, but it will not automatically place things where they need to go. There we go, there's my tier 1 rocket. Hey, goal reached. Now the great thing is, just like with Galacticraft before it, when you put that thing in hand, you're holding it up above your head. Showing once again how our Steves are just absolutely epically strong. So put that down on the launch pad. Grab a reservoir full of rocket fuel. No, don't want to do that. I wanted the sneak right click. Please tell me this will actually... No! It's not going to take my rocket fuel by the reservoir. Oh, dang. Okay, so I need some buckets. I need to build a nice little puddling spot here of some sort. Let's just grab some glass. I think I even have, yes, framed glass. Yes, the rocket ships do look pretty cool. I do like the look of them. Dang it, I guess we just do this right over here off to this. I'm just going to do it. That is unacceptable. Piece of raw stone in my wall. Okay. Do that. Take reservoir. Put it in empty mode. Dump a bucket of it there. Scoop the bucket up. Put it in there. I don't remember how many buckets it takes to fill the thing. Is it just one bucket? Oh man, I have so over-prepared fuel. These hold 240 buckets each, and I have 3 of them, so I have 720 buckets worth of rocket fuel, and the rockets take 1 bucket at a time to fuel themselves up. Oh man. Alright, well I will grab... Hello, thank you. Myself a few more buckets worth, and put that reservoir away. Actually, I think I'm going to grab a couple of item frames real quick. There. Another empty bucket there. I like the additional rockets that were added with extra planets. Too bad that mod author is not nice. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there are, even just in this mod, in Beyond Earth, there are four tiers of rockets, just to get you to the planets that are in the base mod. And then we do have some extra planets as well. I did grab an extra planets mod. It is not extra planets, but there is another mod out here that we will definitely get around to exploring. Need my oxygen suit or my space suit chest piece. Make sure. Let's see, is that full yet? It's getting there. Take my netherite suit off. I do not have a space in there for it. Well, I'm just going to jam it in there with the rest of the stuff anyway. Get the rest of that on. Oh yes, that's the other thing that's changed between the last stream I had on here and today. I finally got all my extra hearts. Heart amulet is full. Woohoo! Had enough platinum and uranium blocks at one point to sell them all to the market and get all my coins built up, and then go to the markets there at spawn and buy the rest of my heart canisters. So I have a full 30 hearts now. And it's daytime. Mobs are burning. Getting there. Okay, anything else I should be prepared to take along with me? I've got my flux bore and my mining gadget. Ooh, that's something I should definitely take along with me. I should take a second flux capacitor. I have one. Oh, in fact, I could even top this one back up before leaving. There we go, now it's done. Put that on, and ooh, I look so snazzy. Especially with the totem of undying right there on my chest, because it's a charm. Or it's a bauble. I got Curio of Undying in here. F5, there we go. Swing back through this way. High amount of like bright green spark. Oh, no, not quite done yet. Wait for there's the ludicrous bright green sparkles that show that it's fully charged. Let's put you, yeah, let's just keep you in the inventory for now. Time in a bottle is still building up time. Turns out there's quite a few. Yes, yes, I really hope advanced rocketry gets updated as well. I really, really do. I've been waiting for it since 114, but they haven't moved past 112 yet. That was the original rocketry pack we had, or mod we had in the Colonial Engineers line. I would really like to have it back. But I think got extra fuel, got the extra launch pad, extra power for the tools, plenty of storage space. I mean, plenty of storage space. Oh yes, we also discovered that the stack upgrades for these backpacks multiply. So stacks times 16, stacks times 16 squared, stacks times 16 cubed, which is why I have 43,000 train tracks in a single slot here. Um, but yeah, so I've also got another bucket or another backpack here that's got a stack upgrade in it to catch things for when I'm out looting and such. This was my train bag. I did the extra diamond upgrades in this one, so it's 64 stacks worth per slot, and that also translates over to the tanks for the experience in this case, for where I've got my XP upgrade. So takes XP from me, and we'll use the XP in its tanks to repair mending items. Yay. Okay, I think I've nervously delayed long enough. Time to. It knocked my rocket off. Are you still fueled? You are. Good. We launch. Quickly before the thing flips back up. Off we go. Goodbye, City of Herm. we even have a little launch meter over on the left side of the screen there you can see. The indicator of where we're at. We've left the atmosphere, i.e. gone beyond the build limit, and headed off into space. Yes, the idea of building a big spaceship and being able to launch space station sections into space. Oh, that was so much fun. So we have the Sun, Proxima Centauri, which is part of the base mod, and a galaxy far, far away. So, because we've only got a Tier 1 rocket though, we can only get any places around Earth. Mars requires a Tier 2 rocket. Mercury and Venus require Tier 3 rockets. That Mercury and Venus is where we need to get to before we can get into applied energistics. So, first thing we need to do, and we can, if you've got the material, you can just say, I want to build a space station, and build the space station in orbit here. We can go to orbit around, which is the same basic area as the space station, but I want to go directly to the moon. So here we are. Here we go. Oh, now we're going down. All right. On the lander, you can see my speed and the warning and my elevation dropping, so I'm going to hit the space bar to slow my descent, just like an old-timey Galacticraft. And there's the landscape coming up underneath us. Do not let go of that space bar until we are completely down and the warning disappears. All right. There we are. Here's the moon lander. There's our rocket. 0% fuel left. I'm going to leave the lander. Well, can I pick it up? Nope, it just vanishes. Okay. Well, this is the spot where we came down, so I'm going to grab my flux bore out here. Grab some moon sand. We got the low gravity bounce going here. Build this spot out a little bit more so it doesn't feel quite so sketchy to land on. I should totally grab my magnet out too and make sure it's turned on. Oh, oh look, these jerk faces are here. Why are they here? They should not be. Oh boy, I hope they're not gonna show up like I think they might. There was some issues I had in testing with these guys. Okay, they seem to be okay. They're not spamming themselves all over the place, but we'll have to wait till we get to a planet that actually has some vanilla biomes in it, because before, when we were on, I think it was Venus, um, when I was doing testing, I'd gone out to Venus to check things out, see what things looked like there, and was checking for proper existence of the applied energistics meteors. Um, I was having some serious issues with those guys way over spawning, and I mean literally just watch thousands of them spawn right in front of me in the ice spikes biomes that were there. I mean, they look to be getting a little populated, a little overpopulous maybe. Um, I'm going to put my launch pad back out here. Put the rocket on it, get it refueled. Take the empty bucket back. And get a waypoint. Landing. No, not rename. wanted to recolor that. Nice bright green so it'll be nicely visible from a distance. Excellent. Alright, so right over here we have one of the few structures we'll find, which I think are really cool. These blue iron plating blocks are really fun because they actually are light sources. But if we come down here, no, you can't. Well, you can build it, but it won't ignite. Nether portals are specifically coded to only travel from the overworld to the nether and back. Down here we have a moon village with moon villagers, aliens even, and they have all the same professions and work blocks as the regular villagers do. They also have loot chests. I'm going to start by just pitching a bunch of this out, see what lands where. Okay, iron does not have a place in here. It should. Definitely want my iron to have a place in here. Remember those 3 slots because I have auto compression upgrade in here, so it'll take the nuggets, form it into ingots, and then form it into blocks for me all automatically. All the rest of the nifty goodies I'm going to be picking up, though, I'm going to place up in there. In fact, I think I will even, well, fuel buckets can go up in there. Ooh, my main backpack is full. Alright, so that's those emptied. Let's continue on throughout the village here. The blue iron plating blocks, like I said, acting as light sources everywhere. Oh, it's sleepy time on the moon. Anything in your furnaces? No. You're the same old Fletcher. Got a bunch of Fletchers down here, it looks like. Warped wood all over the place. Ooh, some iron blocks. Don't mind if I do. Just toss everything out onto the ground here, and it'll all get sucked right up into my backpacks because I have the auto pickup upgrades on them. And that seems to be the end of that particular village. Don't think so, but would really be fun. Would be fun. Not sure what that was in response to. My bad. I was not paying close enough attention to chat. Oh, hey, you nasty thing. Thank you, Thermal, for all kinds of fun mobs to slay. Did not realize these guys would spawn here. Gotcha. Alright, I can tell it's going to in time to start busting out some serious firepower here. Oh gosh, get off of me, you. Got him. Okay, you're the closest enemy, fine. Now I can shoot those guys. Yay, pneumatic micro missiles. They do make taking care of enemies a lot easier. Ooh, and there's a proper moon enemy. Ooh. What are you? You are an alien zombie who apparently shoots things. Okay. That got him. Good. Go collect what goodies he may have dropped. Take out that zombie over there. Take out you guys. I wonder what this biome counts as if those blitzes are spawning all up in it. Ooh, oh goodness. I need to be careful. Maybe not be so close to enemies when I'm shooting rockets at them. Let's grab some miniature hearts. Because in addition to being used for giving you extra hearts, they can also be eaten for, in this case, 10 hearts apiece for the red ones. Each tier up of heart being another additional 10 hearts they'll restore when eaten. Nether portals on other planets, turning Nether into interplanetary portal system. Yes, okay, got it. Yes, would be fun, and would definitely be very cheeky. But, I mean, that was one of the things we had in the, it also had in the original Colonial Engineers, was the Stargate mod. You want to talk about a mod I really miss. I mean, all it did was add Stargates. That was it. Well, Stargates and ZPMs. Man, makes me want to go back and take a look at some of that stuff again, and because I had it so you could craft the ZPMs in there. They were really difficult craft. Took a lot of involved processing and things like of that nature, and many different materials, but you could craft them. They were really, really good batteries or power source or whatever you want to, however you want to refer to them as. But yeah, they were pretty awesome. Okay, you eat a rocket. Let's see. Looks like right over here is going to be a good place for going down. Oh, stupid pillagers. You guys and your shields, man. Here, let me pull out something you don't recognize as a weapon so I can get around your shields. Oh, down in, please. Uh, Give me torches, please. In fact, refill settings, just torches? Good. Turn on the refill module. Oh, bugger, I forgot about that. Torches don't work on the moon. There's no oxygen for them here. They just burn out. Okay, let's turn off the refill module. Put torches away. Put that thing, well, it's not going to go in there now. Bugger, what have I got that I might be able to use for nothing? I have nothing I can use for lighting. Oh, well, not entirely true, I guess. I do have a few shroom lights. Those will work as lighting. Gonna have to be continually picking them back up. Oh, hey, wait a second. I know what else I can do. Lighting gadget. It has a light placer upgrade. Oh, look. Cheese. Cheese ore. Turns shroom lights into bits. Does that work for lighting? That's a very good question. I hadn't thought about that, and I don't have any... Do I have any forged stone left on me? I do not currently. Soil is not tagged forged stone. Bricks are not tagged forged stone. And cobbled deep slate is not forged stone. What is this here? Moonstone. Silk touch. Your forged stone. Need some sticks. Where might I get some sticks? I wonder. There we go. Chisel. Let's go full block. Take that up. That did not create any bits at all on it, actually. Oh, because it's still there. Okay, I do not have... Oh, there we go. There's the bits. Unfortunately, I didn't have a bag on me either, so it voided most of the bits. Oi. Grid snapped. Quarter? That does. You see how it got lighter there? And unfortunately just voided some more bits. So let's void the rest of that block. Dang. Unfortunately, I just... Yeah, this should work. Mining bag. Refill settings. Bits. Keep a stack of those on me at all times, please. Moonstone. Definitely come up in this backpack. Scan the cheese ore and the blitz motes and that and you. Just go up in there. And I will take you guys down, reset you to a smaller size. Now, is that going to put them? Yes, it does put them directly into my inventory, which means I can only do a couple of them, or having to shift things into my backpack here. I mean, that is a nice feature about the newer version of Chisels and Bits is, the whole, just automatically voiding excessive amounts of bits that you try to pick up. But man, is it a pain in the butt when you forget about it and you lose most of a block worth of bits. Nice in that it doesn't suddenly spill out thousands of items everywhere for you. Same time, a little frustrating. But we get all this put in there. There we go. Now for you. So go up in there. Get that put away. Get the rockets put away and the saw put away. Pull the hearts back down to the hotbar. sticks can go back up in there, and for purposes of tunneling down, we're just going to use the mining gadget. Ooh. Oh, that's Desh. Nice. That's part of what I came looking for. That's the stuff I need to make the next tier rocket. Now, question is this going to go down? No, it does. It just it goes to Y0. Okay. So I think I'm going to go like this, go back up a few levels. Because something I did discover is that the moon, like the overworld, does have lava lakes. So I do want to be at Y11 here. What is this? Ice shard ore. Ah, that would be what the zombies were throwing, was ice shards. And of course there's iron here. Some other more vanilla materials as well. Let's take you guys, put you in the offhand. Take this thing, make it big. Oh, that is so weird seeing that overlay there. Okay. Put you up there. Let's move the mining gadget to there. Put the shroomlight bits there so I can see the overlay I'm expecting to see. I'll just go like this every now and then. Oh, that's not very useful, is it? Oh, and that, because they're not all the same bits in my backpack, it didn't refill those bits. Do that, it'll refill those bits. Really? Really? Huh. Interesting. Okay. Well, I guess I will go with just tiny little bits for light sources. Can I place 2 bits of the same block space? Nope. They have to be... Oh. There just has to be a block update afterward to... Okay. Got it. Can work with that. That is a lot of iron there. Of course, that is something else I could do, is just, fire off the laser. Let's go just regular cobble as well, so I can have a filler block. Things like that. Oh, see? Lava lakes. Oh. You know what? I'm gonna bet you being a zombie, you don't like lava much, do you? Okay. He also does not like letting me get close much. So I am going to need a method of dealing with those guys. We're just going to take a regular bow and arrows out here and use that. Ice shard ore there. The iron I saw. Jump. Oh boy. Oh, that was bad. Wall in the way. No, I don't have any wool on me, unfortunately. Left all that back at the base. I mean, all this stuff in here is mostly just wood and various stone types I was using for building the village. That's my building bag. I have 12 cobwebs, so I could potentially make 3 wool blocks. Jerk face. Use another anti-shield tactic here. Bow in the offhand. You know what? You're right. Let's see. Dungeon bags. Dungeon bags here. Um, let's see. What else have I got that might? Yeah, dungeon bags. Problem is, dungeon bags are going to have so much other stuff in them as well. Because they're literally just, dungeon chests. Dungeon chests in a bag form. That and the bit bags don't honestly hold as much as this backpack can. Let's see. Only got 21 desh so far. Oh, that's not too high there. Lots of soul sand. Kind of cool. Soul soil, even. Where's the dash at? There's some. Okay, that is a little bit funny that I'm drawing the bow while firing the laser. Okay, didn't actually shoot the bow though. Good. Looks like dash may be higher in the world than I was thinking. Because I found it at this level and a little bit higher, but I haven't found any down and around the lava lakes. Well, let's math real fast, shall we? Rocket. How much dash do I need for a tier 2 rocket? Compressed dash is blocks, so right off that's 54. Oh, dang it, I forgot. I've got a busted tag in these recipes. Plates is one too many S's in the tag that I put in for the recipes. Okay, still 54. Tanks are another 8, so that's 62. Dash plate is... well, that needs to be changed too. So 62, 65 it looks like is what I'm going to need for the next tier up. But I also need to correct that recipe, which I can do for the server easily enough. What video download was canceled? Twitch being weird. I can change that, like I said, for the server easy enough because it's just data pack. But that's another thing I'm going to have to note for my to-do list. noted so I can fix it later. So I will need 65 dash. Is there any way? I don't think there's any way of processing this stuff that will get me more than 1 for it. No. Each piece translates into 1 ingot, so I need 65 dash ingots. Or raw dash. Minimum. Oh, interesting. Well, now I have a couple of bits of that too. Back to the mining gadget. Because the reach on this thing is just pretty darn epic, I gotta say. In fact, I think I'm just gonna do that. Let's get all you guys up in the bag. Let's get the loot bag out here, get the ice swords in it. Oh my gosh, you. Stop with that, please. I don't want them. Not anymore. You down on the hotbar so I can see what I've got. Just come in here and just kind of sweep around with the laser and try to find dash wherever I can, I guess. Maybe even take you out of my my offhand. What is your issue, thing? You're fine. Am I already out of... Nope, that one's fine too, okay. Oh look, more iron down there. I'm not sure what's going on with this thing and its differences in eating blocks here, unless... TPS is a little low, but not terrible. Oh goodness, those pillagers I see on the surface do seem to be becoming more populous. That's not a good thing. Makes me think maybe my config change to try to knock out those guys' spawning ability got reset with an update, because I know that mod has had a couple of updates since I did testing. We're up to 47. That's right, it's on the hotbar. You don't have to open your inventory to look anymore. Oop, there's more up there. Hey, you hit over a stack. That's good. Oh, you've got a crossbow in hand. Haha. Which means you're not going to pull up your shield. More dash! Both because I want to be able to have a rocket from McAngel, and I want to have backup just in case. There's more up there. Fire a few beams here and there to get some light sources going. Oh. Oh, come on. Up. Ooh, jeez. And dash. Oh. Ooh, there's a bunch more up over there. Okay, I seem to have found a good elevation finally for getting this stuff. And all the iron. Too far enough away, you'll drop your shield. Come on, go away. That way I can shoot you. Man. And that villager recruits mod sure makes the pillagers an extra bit of a challenge to fight. All giving them shields and the tactics to use them. Stream is pausing for you momentarily while I'm mining. Ah, okay. Probably all the extra visual processing there. Okay, so how about if I move from using the mining gadget to just straight drill mining? I know it then gets dark. But if it at least doesn't pause, then that's a plus, I suppose. I can do the occasional burst of laser fire to just place a light source or two. almost 3 stacks of the stuff now. Good. That's good. So how are we doing with the pausing now that I'm just using the drill instead of the mining gadget? Is that better, or is it still pausing as I mine things, or? Over 3 stacks. Is it hard to tell because it's getting so dark? I think I've got my brightness all the way up. Let me double check. Yeah, brightness is all the way up. Still pausing, not always when I'm mining. Okay, so it's probably just a, yeah, you, stop. Just a general stream issue, it sounds like, of some sort. Ice shards. I don't remember. 9 to make packed ice. Packed ice. Pressure chamber 4 packed ice to make blue ice. If I need more blue ice. Okay, good. Good to know. More iron. Yes, please. More dash, of course. Yes, please. Alright. Probably good at this point on all this stuff. I mean, it's not like there's a whole lot of extra treasures or anything here. It is literally just the materials. So I suppose it's time to start heading back upward. Figuring out my way out. Looks like there's a good ravine over that way a little bit that I might be able to get up into. Use that to get up and out so I don't have to mine quite so much to do so. I am going to switch back over to the mining gadget though for this purpose. It does make nice long jumpy tunnel bits here that I can get up and out at least. Collect some dash along the way. Is that daylight over there? No, not yet. Okay.
Hey.
Hello, welcome to the stream.
Yeah. Hey.
Alright,
Hey,
getting up and out here. Not doing too bad. Up on the moon, getting some resources from there so I can build my next tier rocket once I get recipes fixed.
Cool.
But, yay, back to the surface. Thinking I'm going to need to double check my configs for the villager guards mod too, because it looking like they are over spawning on the planets again, which is not a good thing.
Mm.
Let's see. All right, back at the surface, headed back for the rocket. Killing pillagers as I go. How are you doing? You get a good sleep in there?
I did what I could.
Yeah.
Um, I sent you a message about the other project.
Okay. I'll take a look at it here in
It
a
did not
bit.
go well.
Uh-oh, that's not a
Uh,
good thing. Was not able to recover, I'm guessing.
oh, just read it. You'll see.
Okay. Oh, it's gonna be bad. I've got a guy. Oh, a raid leader right next to where my rocket's at. Which itself is annoying enough in itself, but that means if I actually kill him, I'm gonna have bad omen and be dropping via rocket right back into the middle of my village. Well, nearby my village anyway. And of course it went after you because you're closer, you big jerk face. Here. Oh, he took fall damage. Ah, dang it. Nope, it counted. Sometimes it seems like the rockets don't count as player kills, but other times they definitely do. Like that time I thought for sure I was hoping it wouldn't count so that I wouldn't get the bad omen, but oh hey, I wonder. Come down here. No, won't trigger a raid down here on the moon village. Dang it.
I heard it actually depends on whether or not you take them out in one shot.
Hmm. Well, I definitely took that raid leader out in one shot. No, I used my last milk bottle earlier, Dark. I had some, but I had a raid leader pop up near my base, so I ran off to kited him off away from myself or away from my place, and you know, took him out, and then used the milk bottle to get rid of the bad omen that time, and then just didn't think about replenishing my milk bottles, which was silly of me. I'm gonna have to deal with the raid when I get back there. Somebody's trying to hit me. I think it's another one of the Blitz. Yeah, another Blitz is firing his shots off over here at me. But he can eat rocket exhaust for all I care. Well, this will be fun. Get back, trigger a raid. Although I don't necessarily need to now that I think about it. I do have these nice boots that I can put on instead as I'm coming down back over there. Earth, Earth. Loading terrain, and here we are. Do something you should never, ever, ever do, and jump out of the rocket on the way down. Come on, give me those boots on. Thank you. Oh, come on, come on, come on. No! Oh, no, I totally didn't think about that. Oops. So, this is why you should never do what I just did. Oh, I got my pneumatic boots on in time, negated the fall damage, which was good, but I totally, and I've, okay, it turns out I came down far enough away from the village proper that I'm not triggering a raid. But my landing craft came down in a much more dramatic fashion. And I now have a large hole in the ground right above my launch site. Ooh.
Guess it's a good thing you jumped out.
Well, that happened because I wasn't in it to control its descent, to be fair.
Okay.
That's a good question, Dark. I'm not sure. Let's see. But yeah, I'm gonna have to say yes. I lost the rocket too because I don't have it in my inventory. Oh, man. Okay, that was not the smartest decision. But, you know, good demonstration of why you don't do this thing that I said not to do that I'm going to do anyway. Oh, man. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to have to rebuild some things, which most of it won't be too bad. Let's see. Turn off your resupply upgrade, please. Stop filling my inventory with cobble. Building gadget. Bricks. Fill the wall back in. Dirt. Fill most of my ceiling back in. Oh my gosh, you are getting dealt with right away because you shouldn't be in here anyway. Stinking pillager inside my base. Alright, well. Undo. There we go. There's my undo. Alright, there's at least the hole into the workshop itself filled back in. And the hole in the wall filled in. Come up here. I can quickly fill in the surface. Hopefully before too many things notice me. Go. Yeah, see? Pillagers slugging it out with everybody. Actually, I should just go right back in the way I came out, I suppose. Let these guys work out their issues all on their own. And we're gonna block that up so nothing comes crawling down here and into the workshop with me. Well, that was a semi-successful moon jaunt anyway. No, really, the moon jaunt itself was perfectly successful. Oh yeah, no, that was just the launch area because I stepped slightly off to the side of where I landed up there to relaunch. It matches coordinates. So the spot I launched from right here would be the same X and Z coordinates that I landed on at the moon. because then went off to the side to place my new launch pad and launched from there. I launched slightly off to the side from there again and came back at the same matching coordinates here and had not blown up the workshop, thankfully. Just parts of the launch mechanism over here. I've got the redstone link that was part of that and the gear shift and some other things here, but yeah, no, it blew up a bit, but not everything. Oh, it even got, wow. Did that reservoir? Yep, reservoir and bucket went back in my backpack. Even got the things in the item frames over here. That back there, pull a bucket out of here. Put it in there. Okay, so I still need to build a tier 2 rocket to go out again. Thankfully, this flipper mechanism still works for opening a hole to launch from. I just have to remember not to come flying straight back like that. I still haven't managed to trigger a raid yet, thankfully. Get over here. Oh, there it is. Go figure. Can I get... Nope, Battle one's already gone. Raid's already started. Dang it. Alright, well, at least it's becoming daytime, so all the normal mobs will go away. I say as a skeleton starts shooting me in the face. Or the side of the head, I guess. Would you please stop? Also, I should really grab my netherite suit instead of my space suit. Yes, I know. You guys, lay off the bell. Oh my gosh. I know there's a raid coming. Did they really spawn underground? Or is that just one spawned underground? And I see the raid notice. I didn't see... Let's see, I was over here by the tracks. I bet they did. I bet they spawned underground in the workshop. This'll be fun! Yay for these rockets not doing any block damage. Where are you, you jerk face? I know you're down here somewhere. Should really get the magnet out of my inventory. So I quit snagging things I don't want to snag. You go back in there. Other things that can go back in there. Dash, I'm sure, no? It won't cook there. Aww. Right, well, we'll do that. We'll put you, silver, back up in there. Those up in there. Yeah, straight swap. Well, I'm gonna have to wait on that anyway. Do that and just take this pile and move it to there instead. That'll be the next thing to go through when the silver is done. Throw a few things back up in the system. It says there's a raid, but I haven't seen any raiders actually spawn yet. I mean, there's normally a big blast of a horn when they spawn. that where you guys spawned? Really? Looks like it. There definitely looks to be multiples of them down here. Well, there's one down here. He was part of the raid. Ugh. All the stuttering noises. I just gotta go find where the rest of the guys that are supposed to be part of the raid have popped in at. Wonder if that's them over there in the trees. Looks like it could be. It is a nice cluster of them, it looks like. It would be in range of where I was at when I spawned the raid. Hear you. Where are you? Don't tell me you're underground too. Man. Stinking pillagers. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna come take that bell away. You just watch. I will do it. You silly villagers. Oh, that guy counted. Maybe if I kite pillagers into the area, I can get them to count for the raid kills. Oh. No. I'm betting those guys, yeah, there's a subway tunnel right underneath here. Those guys are down in the tunnel. I was really hoping to avoid going down through water, but oh well. Let's see here. Quickly. Aha! Hey, you guys. Come this way. Follow me. Hello, why are you not... Follow. Come on, there you go. Man, Endermen have been busy down here placing all kinds of grass blocks and dirt blocks along the subways. Okay, now I'm en route to the village. Yes, I can kite them in and have them count towards raid kills. Excellent. Hey, you, come on. Come on. You know you want to follow me. Come on. There you go, now you're moving. How about if I get the sword out of my hand? Will that make you move faster? No, apparently not. But if I come all the way back here... didn't really look like he counted. Well, if nothing else, since there's no actual pillagers spawning around for the actual raid, all else fails, I just let the raid expire and technically lose it, but fail to defend against it. Doesn't hurt my standing with the village at all. Just means I won't get the Hero of the Village achievement. Oh my gosh, that bell though. Those guys and their bell. I am going to go and take that away from them. Because, good gracious, the sound of it. Oh, there's another guy that's got close enough finally. He'll count.
Go thinking it's a raid, only to find out it's a wedding celebration.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, that guy counted towards a raid kill. He wandered close enough to the village that he was in the raiding area. But, I mean, really, none of the other, there's no other pillagers in the area. Yes, I understand villagers. I understand there's a... Oh, dang it. Now I've hit one of them. There. Oh, man. I did not realize I had so many villagers here. Of course, looking at my mini-map, all those white dots are all villagers of some description. And this place has gotten a bit populated. I'm not sure how many beds Mega put in this building that he made. But I know if I come up here to the top, there's one bed for us, that's right. Oh my gosh. Everybody up here seems to have become recruits. Hey, you're one I talked to before. You're what I actually hired. That's why you have decent armor and a shield. Where did he put... There's the stairwell down that they can get to. This comes down to bedrooms. And back down to more bedrooms. And, okay, here's the main floor. So we're... Oh, I went over there, that's why. Okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah, those guys are, we have a villager overrun issue, I think. Yeah, I wish I could. If I knew where the raiders were at, I would totally find some way of letting the guards out to go fight them. But I'm not seeing any raiders anywhere. These guys are scramble milling all over the place here. Get a good view, get up a bit, get a good view of them. I mean, oof. There's a lot of villagers. Honestly, did not expect to get that many crammed into this size of a space. Yeah, exactly. Why has it got to be raining? And now, okay, now it's officially nighttime though, because I've got these guys spawning. So now I can at least sleep the night off. Sleep off the rain. Oh, raiders are getting hit somewhere. I saw that. The raid bar was ticking down a little bit. Phantoms dropping coins as they die. You gonna drop me goodies too? Nah, he didn't drop anything. Bummer. I did see the raid bar tick down a little bit, so something took some damage. Some guy took some damage somewhere. Just not sure where he is. Oh, I still need to get this barn finished at some point too. Poor horses. These poor horses have been living in an unfinished barn for a good couple of months now. Dang it. I get the city walls expanded too, so I can give them more space to roam around in, but at this point I'm not sure that's going to actually be a good idea to do. More space may not be advisable for these guys. Many of them as there are clustered about in there already. Alright, well, we made it to the moon. We've got our dash processing. It'll cook through. Um, I do need to fix recipes so I can make the next tier of rockets. Still cooking silver here? Yeah, still cooking silver here. This is one of the things that I can totally speed up though. Yay, time in a bottle. I know it's not the drawer itself, but I was really hoping I could hit the transfer gadget that's in there with this. Nope, that just pulled it off, didn't it? I have a feeling it did. Where would it have gone if I pulled it off of there? That's the big question. Did I flip it? Nope, I flipped it around. Okay. Manually feed it some fuel while it's cooking here. Come on, get through all that silver dust, will you? Getting there. Now it's working much faster than the hopper can shove into it, it looks like. Oh, nope, silver's done. Good. Getting the dash now. There, now the dish will start processing properly. Alright, I need to figure out as well what I need to put on these guys to get them repaired, or use to get them repaired. Doesn't look like there's any particular material that will repair them in the anvil. How about the netherite? Level 1, same. Okay, well, that I can at least do still. Yeah, they've still got a little bit of damage to them, but they've got a much greater durability now at least. Oh good, and that guy kept his oxygen level. Speaking of, I get that refilled. I guess I'm just gonna have to probably bite the bullet and go buy some more mending books. I don't think we have any left. Got a bunch of multi-shot books. Oh, we have 2 mending books left. There was 1. There's 2. So I need a couple more mending books. I put these on real quick. They should just get repaired from my backpack, which is also refilling itself with my own XP. Go. Those back up in there. You back up in there. Bell back up in there. Because, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be giving that back to them anytime soon. At least not while that raid is still in effect. That's for sure. Next question is, do I actually have enough credits to be able to get any more mending books over there. I think he was charging 50 credits a piece for them, which means I should have enough to get exactly 2. No. Oh, wait. No, I've got... Those are the 50 creditors. Okay. Well, I've got a couple of hundred credits then. Uranium. Oh, uranium hasn't even started cooking yet. That's right. Because I did sell uranium blocks. So, blocks of netherite, blocks of uranium, and platinum. Platinum ingots. But I don't have any platinum ingots left, enough platinum ingots left to sell, or enough uranium. And I'm sure as heck not actually going to sell my netherite. Not yet. I think what I will do though, getting back and forth to spawn, rather than taking the train, I'll take the express route. Yes, I know you guys are all in a scramble still because there's still technically a raid happening, even though there's... Oh, well, there's one raider outside the walls I see now. Oh well. Oh well for him. Hydra, some rockets. Get them out of the crafting grid into my inventory instead. Thank you. And that's why it's the express route. You know, it's probably going to be easiest to drop off the side here and walk in that way. There we go. This is our spawn nether portal. Where was I headed? I was headed... no, I need to go to the player markets. That's right. This way, across over here. See what he's selling mending books for. He is selling them for, 150 each. Yep, I'm going to have just enough. Hahaha, bought him out. Bought his last 2. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Let me see here. General. Videos and streams. Why is there explosions? Oh. There's idiot mobs and that stinking explosive sugarcane stuff. Door. Ooh, you got a backpack. Give me your backpack. Give me your backpack. I want your loot. Oh, oh goodness. No, no, I don't want your backpack that bad. Please, leave me alone. He almost killed me. uh, Man, who knew piglin with a backpack could be so vicious?
Piglins are as vicious as a wild hog.
Yeah. Oh man, he's hitting me for like, oh, lots. Oh, yep, no. Oh, he got me. Took my totem off me and then killed me. Killed me before I could get any of the regeneration benefit from the totem shattering off. Come on, there we go. Well, this will be fun. Trying to get my corpse back when there's an angry, vicious piglin with a backpack right there on top of it. And I had 30 hit points too, or 30 hearts. And I was munching enchanted apples. Yep, he's still right there.
All the tricks in the world won't save you from your own weakness.
Run, 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 run before he notices me. Oh, come on, up. Thank you. Get all that back on. Get the elytra off, because that was a big part of my weakness there, was the fact that I wasn't wearing my full netherite. Alright, and skedaddle back through the portal with all my goodies. Oh, goodness. Yep, I think it's gonna be about that time here fairly shortly. Just over 2.5 hours in on the stream, which, you know, for a first stream back in a bit here, I'd say that's a pretty decent stream. Yeah, you jerk face over there shooting at me. But you've got a crossbow in hand, so you're not going to use your shield. Yay. The spawn is set just fine. And down here, get mending on those last couple of bits of spacesuit. That one, my boots, and my now full of oxygen, once again, chest plate. Oh good, I can just hold them in my hand and have them mended up. There we go, all done. Oop, what? Why did you shut off? Why are you out of power? Oh, I bet I know why. Because once again, you're stuck trying to run creosote, and there's not enough creosote in there to actually burn at the moment. But there's enough in there to keep it from actually pulling in the next fuel type. Oh, the system. Okay. Grab you. Use you as a key to open this hatch. No? Gonna make me actually make another lever. Sticks. Come on. Fine. There. Give me stick. Give me a gobble. Make a lever. Put that open. Disconnect the creosote feed. Make sure I'm on single block. Pull those guys out, pull out that block. Place it, smack it. And there we go. Now it's running on biodiesel. Those guys back. And I'll be running on this biodiesel specifically. See the level going down. But good thing is the system will be back online now. Yay! Okay. What was I trying to do? I was trying to put things away. Which, ironically enough, the things I'd been trying to put away went into drawers anyway, so... okay. Yeah. Definitely gonna call it here. Thanks everybody for coming out and watching. I appreciate it. We'll probably stream again tomorrow. Try to get back into the swing of the daily streams. Get that count ticking upward again. Possibly. I'm not entirely sure yet. But you know, if I do, I will try to vary the content a bit more, like I was doing before. You know, not do Minecraft every single day for stream, but you know, try out some other games and you know, play some of the other games that I know I like. Things like that. So yeah. But yeah, if you're interested in seeing things I have streamed in the past, in addition to the replays here on the Twitch, I do have a YouTube channel as well, linked in the description, where I post all of my stream replays so that they're around for basically forever. You know, I've got playlists set up for each type of content, every game I play or mod pack I play. And there's also the link for the Discord here in the channel description. If you want to, you know, hang out outside of the stream or just see what I'm going to be streaming next, or you know, keep track of anything like that, or you know, see what I'm doing for the mod packs that I make. So, thanks again for everybody for watching, and have a good one. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye bye.